Hey, what's happening, YouTube? It's your boy, the Bruce Ree, and today I'm bringing you another matchup from the Madden School Super League. It's an online franchise over on www.maddenschool.com, and this is week number 14. My 9-3 Ravens are going up against the 7-5 Washington Redskins, piloted by KK, the Destroyer, aka Nakazawa. He's on the cusp of playoffs. So he's fighting for and clawing for any kind of positioning he can get into that wild card or grab that division title. So this game means a lot to him, and for me, I'm trying to keep some distance between myself and the Steelers in the division, while also jockey for position for that number 1, number 2 seed. So hopefully I can get that bye week. So let's get right into the gameplay here and kick this one off. So KK ends up getting the ball first, and his team, the biggest difference I saw on this depth chart was that he no longer had Robert Griffin III. It looks like he acquired Peyton Manning and he acquired Von Miller in a deal with the Broncos to so I guess he shipped RG3 off to Denver. It's always a great thing when you get Tom Brady pitted up against Peyton Manning. It's provided with some of the most exciting football over the last decade. Those two elite quarterbacks are just, there's something to watch. And, I get up for those games. I love watching Peyton Manning duel with Tom Brady, even though you can take the position that they don't actually duel, seeing as they never are on the field at the same time. But still, man, it's just so fun to see two quarterbacks executing at such a high level with such storied careers, and it's just something to watch. So there I make him stall out his first drive, and I take over the ball, and I start the game off trying to establish some run with Danny Woodhead, but I get 2 no gains, and I end up getting for a 3rd and long right here, and I see Vernon Davis with a little bit of space in the middle, and he just couldn't get enough, so I end up punting off to him for a 3 and out on my first possession. Or maybe it's just a 3 and down and not so out, because he goes ahead and gets greedy and doesn't call the fair catch on that punt, and I'm able to go over there and give him a little pop, 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 and take that ball back. Right there, I got lucky. I read the wrong coverage, and I threw right at his man, but he wasn't able to get to it. And then the next play, I hit Antonio Brown on a quick out route, beating man coverage and scampering into the end zone for the early lead. So that's where I want to start. I start off with a lead, even though it was unconventional the way I got there. But the very next ensuing play, Pierre Garçon takes the ball like 80-plus yards all the way to the end zone for the touchdown on my soft defense. Right here, I dial up the screen, and Danny Woodhead bails me out. Look at the spin juke move as he gets nothing, but still, that was kind of cool to see him. I was getting excited. I thought he was actually going to make something out of that, make something out of nothing. The next play, I hit Antonio Brown on a deep streak, right up the seam to the left. Left it wide open with that zone. So you'll see this game, whether it be coverage sacks or blitzing sacks, KK gets a ton of sacks. I mean, I think he had 8 sacks total this game, which is good in the aspect that I'm not just throwing mad picks, but it's bad in the fact that Tom Brady took a beating. He got his ass beat. But he takes that beating like a man, and this ends up being a really, really good game. It's a close game. As Vernon Davis catches and runs, and he's bumbling down towards the 5-yard line to get me into the red zone. And here's where it's got to happen. This is where you need to get 6. If you get in the red zone, you got to get 6. If you take a field goal, that's all right. At least you got points. But you know what? You got to get that 6, because if you take field goals all day long, you're going to be kicking yourself later. And right here, I do just that with Vernon Davis going up and grabbing that ball with a little moon catch of his own, and he takes off into the cement. So he gets the ball back down by 7, and you'll see he's starting to pound the ball with Alfred Morris. Alfred Morris in the roster updates has actually been given some pretty good stats. He's a very good running back in this game, and he's been a fantasy stud in real life. So I mean, it's good to see that Donnie Moore over at EA Sports, gave him some stats. And right there, Peyton Manning dots me up to Brandon Banks, who takes it all the way to the house. And just lapse in coverage. I had Ray Lewis, and I thought that I undercut that route, and I was going to be able to get up there and get a pick, but Ray is just too old and too not athletic anymore to go up there and grab that one, and he ends up house calling me. So now it's my ball, tie ball game. I have less than 2 minutes left in the half. I got to make something happen here, and Vernon Davis just breaking tackles like a beast. He's feeling it, but he gets injured. But he ends up coming back into the game. So right here, hitting Antonio Brown over the middle. And Antonio Brown's had a tremendous season for me. But right here, little droid action for his computer. I saw the man coverage on the outside, and my read was to throw it onto that quick curl, except D'Angelo Hall, his computer, made a great read on it and came back for the interception. So, I mean, that's just good defense. So right here, he gets a 2nd and long, but hold up a second. User pick. Got him, coach. Give me that Mario coin. Ladarius Webb's 9th interception of the year. Comes up big right before the half with 30 seconds left. I get the ball, and I got to try to put this ball turn this conversion into some points here. As I'm taking more sacks, he's coming hard, coming strong. Ryan Kerrigan's a beast. He's got Brian Rackpo's a beast. Von Miller, like, he's got some pass rushers on that team, and you got to kind of expect to take a little bit of a beating. So I end up getting a field goal, and I go up 17-14 on him, and he gets the ball right before the half, but ends up just running a draw for nothing. So we go into the second half. I get the ball, and I'm up by 3, and I'm trying to drive. You know what driving? Tom Brady's got his big boy pants on, and he's trying to make something happen here. Hitting Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis is having quite a good game right here. 6 catches for 100 yards already just at the beginning of the second half. And right there, I hit Torrey Smith on the super curls at the left. He was just stopped wide open in the middle of the zone. And then I try to hit him again, feed the hot hand, but his fade is knocked down. And then nothing open, but Danny Woodhead, when nothing's open, look to your running back. And Danny Woodhead was just the juggernaut right there, as he ends up injuring the other guy so bad he gets carted off the field. So now it's Nakazawa's turn to go ahead and try to make something happen. And I want to apologize to you guys that are following along with me here on the MSSL series, that this video took a little bit longer than I expected to get out. If you don't know, we up here I live in Massachusetts, and we got hit really hard with a blizzard. It was called the Snowpocalypse, and it was pretty crazy, and it was just like power was flickering, and we were getting little surges, and I mean, luckily we didn't get any power outage where I live, but a lot of parts of the state did, and I just wasn't able to get that video up until now. So I mean, better late than never, right? As he goes ahead and converts 4th and inches here at the 50-yard line to extend his drive. And he's going to try to hit a big play action right here, but nothing's open. He ends up chucking the ball at the last second as Courtney Upshaw comes around the edge and gets him. So he's moving the ball down the field. Pierre Garcon's got 100 yards already on 2 catches. And right here he's throwing to Santana Moss over the middle. Just, you know, making plays. He's putting together a very good drive. And then he hits his fullback, who pulls off a Danny Woodhead juggernaut of his own and just rumble bumbles into the end zone. That's when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Well, I guess the unstoppable force, you know, came out on top on that one. So I get the ball back, and I'm up by 3 points. You know, I got to try to put some distance and go ahead and extend this into a 2-score lead. I want to kind of just play keep away, you know, and not let him tie the game up and not let him take the lead over. I have the lead, and I don't want to protect it. So, I mean, I got to make this drive work for me. And Danny Woodhead goes up and makes a nice little cut. Look at that vision as he finds the tiny hole up the center. And now he's starting to drive. And right here, Tom Brady just, man, that was just a bullet. That was just his low awareness linebacker, just not able to make a play on just an absolute bullet from Tom Brady. And Danny Woodhead takes it all the way to the house for the score to put me back up by 10 points and give me that lead that I want. Right there, he catches a holding penalty, which brings him all the way back to about the 7-yard line, and then he hits out a little screen to Alfred Morris, who's able to scamper and cut down 8 yards off of that thing. And then Jimmy Smith almost gets the interception right there, but he goes up for it and gets the deflection instead, which is fine. I mean, I'll take a deflection any day, but the very next play, he gets 3rd and long, and he goes all the way over the top to Brandon Banks, who just blew right by the coverage. I don't really know what happened right there. I had Ladarius Webb on that deep blue, and he just kind of bit, I guess, towards the middle for some reason. So good job by KK for finding that open guy. On this play, though, he goes ahead and he ends up dropping a user pick. And you know, I mean, that happens in Madden. The Madden gods will give you some, and then they'll take it away in the next time. But you know, things like that happen to everybody, and you just got to kind of put them behind you, because the ones that you drop, you'll make up for later in the year. And you got to realize, you know, it happens to everybody. Everybody's got their fair share of those. But he, as you see here, he continues just to bring the heat. His defensive line is murdering my offensive line. Call the cops. Get him in here, because there's a murder on the field. Tom Brady's getting absolutely torn apart. As here, I sidestep the pressure to find somebody open, but he's just got good coverage downfield. I'm just not able to get just to see the right things, and he's got me. He's in my head with those sacks. But then all of a sudden, Bernard Pollard comes in and pops him, gets that fumble. Jimmy Smith just catches the ball. That was just such a great fumble right there. And I remember after the game, I messaged him. I was like, dude, that fumble was insane. I can't believe that I got that. But yeah, you know, sometimes it just ends up like that. Bernard Pollard's got that hit power. As much as I hate him, Bernard Pollard has that hit power to force those fumbles. Here, I just continue to take sacks. And we're under 2 minutes, so I end up kicking the field goal, and he gets the ball back with a chance to win the game with a touchdown. And he's starting to drive, so it's in oh shit mode. I gotta pull something off. Once again, my defense is on the field, as right there, just pull some awesome user tackling, but my defense is once again on the field, and they have to seal it for me. It's up to my defense. I mean, all season long, my offense has been great, prolific, putting up awesome numbers, but for some reason, it always ends up being on my defense, and for some reason, my defense always steps up. Get big. User pick. Got him, coach. Give me that Mario coin. Ladarius Webb, 10 interceptions on the season as I kneel it out for the victory to proceed on to 10-3 on the season. And right now I'm going to tell you that next week's game is against the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos owner actually just left the franchise, so it ended up being a CPU game, a computer game for me, which I'm not going to put up on the on the internet. I don't want to put computer games up here, but so just so you know, I did end up winning the computer game by quite a bit. It was a blowout. But the bad part about that is Julian Edelman ended up going down. So Edelmania is officially over. He tore his rotator cuff, and he'll be out for the rest of the season. Poor Julian Edelman, rest in peace. It was just, Edelmania was great while it lasted, but Anquan Boldin comes back during my next video. So, you know, we'll see. We lose one receiver, we gain another. Until next time, yeah, that's it. If you liked the video, if you enjoyed the content, if you were amused, go ahead and hit a like, comment, subscribe for more. Until next time, the Bruce Ree, out.